Hey guys, welcome to the Real DVD Watchers. I'm really sorry, first of all, for not having reviewed the movie in weeks and weeks. So yeah, I'm really sorry that I haven't done it. Just loads of different things, but from now on, I will promise to do a review every week, hopefully. So fingers crossed. Anyway, this week I'm going to review a film which has had a large amount of praise. It has won quite a few awards. It's a foreign language film. It's a film by a director called Michael Haneke, which I'm sure a lot of you should know if you haven't heard of him. It's The White Ribbon. Like I said, this is a movie that's had a huge amount of praise, and I went into this movie expecting it to be good, and it was. It was really good. It's a very memorable, breathtaking, I guess, piece of cinema that people are either going to love, absolutely love, or hate completely. It's going to be one of those movies that completely divides the audience. They're either going to totally get it, or at least appreciate what it's trying to do, or just hate it. Because this movie is not your typical film. This is a film, when films are described as being art, this is kind of the film that people would imagine, I guess. It's a very slow-paced, very long film, shot completely in black and white, which some people would watch and see as going nowhere. It's basically set, it says on the back here, it's set on the eve of World War I, in the quiet, small Protestant village in North Germany is disturbed by a series of mysterious and inexplicable accidents. To the mounting concern of the villagers, the events persist, becoming increasingly sinister and taking on the character of a perverse punishment ritual. But who is responsible? The movie, like I said, is basically, that's kind of the summary of the film. It follows this small town. If I was to say there's a main character, it would be the school teacher who also narrates the film. And it's about, like I said just now, a series of kind of strange events that occur, which the way I'm describing it, or the way it writes it on the back, makes it sound a lot more, when it says sinister events, it kind of, I guess, provokes a lot of things in your mind, which it does have these, these really horrible things happen, but they're not a massive thing of the movie. Yes, the movie's about those, but they're not. The movie is a very kind of subtle film. I don't know, this is really hard to describe, this movie, because it's a really hard movie to talk about. The way the movie progresses and the way these things happen, you begin to get a clear idea of who the group is that are causing these things to happen, which is kind of where the sinister part is. But then when you look at the lives of these characters and what goes on in the homes behind kind of closed doors and things, you begin to understand why these things are happening and why this group has chosen to fight back in a way. But at the same time, even though that's all going on, it kind of focuses on different parts of people's lives at the same time. A lot of performances from children in this movie, because children are a big part of the film, and the performances by them are just insanely good. There's one kid in particular who's actually on the back here, this little boy who, he's kind of all the children, he's kind of the sweetest little kid. He's got this little bird that he finds injured outside and goes and asks his dad if he can keep it in a cage, which is really one of the few touching scenes in this movie. But it is kind of hard to watch, but it's one of those films, like basically all of Michael Haneke's films that I've seen are so engrossing. They're the kind of film that you just, if you were to stop and question, why am I watching this? It's a film that engrosses you, and you can't stop watching it. If I was to recommend a Michael Haneke film, I perhaps wouldn't recommend this as the first choice. I'd highly recommend Hidden, which is a really great movie, or Funny Games, which probably is his most famous movie. Even if you don't check out the original, you can check out the US remake if you're not a fan of subtitles. But this is definitely, a lot of people regard it as his masterpiece, which I could understand people seeing it that, and it probably is his masterpiece, but it's not my favourite film by him.